Hey, it's Dorleen, and today I'm working on a layout with those two photos. I am following a sketch, which you'll see in just a moment, but as always, I am inspired by the sketch. I don't follow it exactly, but I do try my best to follow it as much as possible. So what you see me doing right now is obviously the first placements is that horizontal sheet, which is the pink. And then the leopard print is really an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so I didn't even have to cut that down. What I decided to do is I decided to change that solid pink to this brighter kind of tone-on-tone pink. And the dimensions of that, I think originally the solid was 6 by 11, and this one I did like 5 by 11. But I like that better. It just seemed a little brighter. And I end up making circles using that solid pink. Now, this is my old circle cutter from close to, oh my goodness, Creative Memories. This was one of the first tools that I ever purchased, and it still works fine. And this is over 20 years. So basically, you put the blade little thingy mechanism, I guess, inside the grooves, and you cut your circles. When I put those circles down, I realized that pink is really very muted compared to that really bright pink. But, and also I wasn't sure on the size. So that's why I'm cutting or punching a hole in that larger one. Because at first I thought, ooh, that bottom circle was just too big. But in the end, I end up using that larger circle. But I used, I put a white circle on top of it. And so it covered up that hole. And then I used that cat, or I cut that cat using my Cricut, and I was going to use that to take place of that smaller circle, but I decided to keep that pink on the bottom just to kind of have it someplace to sit. So I'm just adhering the papers right now, and in a minute you'll see me. See, there's that hole. I was going to really kind of throw that paper away because I thought, okay, it's useless. I just punched a hole in it. But there was a big enough gap to where when I matted that white paper, it was fine. You can't even tell. And again, I decided to keep that pink underneath the cat because I felt like it grounded it a little bit more. But I really like that cat that I cut out on the Cricut. I'm not really a cat person, but cat embellishments and things are always so cute. I always say, man, I wish I was a cat person, but I probably would buy everything if I was. But that kind of covered that muted pink, so I think it still looked really well. Now, all these stickers that I pulled out, these are just random stickers that I buy, usually like if they're on clearance or a really cheap price, or sometimes they just catch my eye for whatever reason. I don't really have any specific need for them, but I just have this pile, and so right now I'm just going through them and looking for anything that might be either pink, round, something that I can use for this layout. Now, I decided this is a really simple title. I just have the word hey, and I'll explain a little bit more about the pictures and this title later. But the sketch has the title going across that way, and it just wasn't working for me. And you'll see me mess around with that title a couple of times before I finally get to a place where I really do like it. And those stickers that I'm using right now, so you saw me, and I cut around that, the clear sheet, because I wasn't sure where I was putting them yet, and I didn't want to take have the adhesive exposed. So that's what I did that, because I knew I was going to use them in the layout. Here I am moving the title again. But eventually, like I said, it'll get to a spot where I actually keep. So on the sketch, on this right side, there was also a large, like kind of half circle there. I don't end up doing that, but in my mind, I'm thinking of all these round elements kind of taking that place. So I really wanted to make that work there, but because that U and then there was a plus me was on there, I didn't want to cover it because it was really cute. So that didn't end up working, and that's okay. I just didn't even use that circle after all. But this is where I decide I'm going to keep the title right here. So I curved it around that circle, and then I decided to take the backs of those stickers. I'm tired of just kind of messing around. Let me just put them down. So that's what I'm doing right now. But you will notice that I was putting them on kind of lightly because I kept thinking I was committing, but I didn't want to fully commit. But again, I'm just going through the sheets. And it's so funny because I looked at those sticker sheets originally and didn't even see that little white cat. But of course, when I took a second look, there it was. Of course, I needed to use it on this layout. I probably will never do another cat layout again. But again, I just grabbed everything I could think of that was pink that was in my stash. I have those little hexagons. I have some of those enamel dots, and I'm just sprinkling them here and there wherever I see fit. Just really a fun layout. Like I said, I made these shirts for the girls, and I also have this in my journaling. But I'm sure, like many of us, we started watching that Tiger King show during the closures, and I'm not sure why we continue to watch this series. It was kind of ridiculous, but anyhow, the one girl, her, like, his arch enemy, she would always say, "Hey there, cool cat and kittens," and so that's why we came up with that shirt. But anyhow, super, super cute. I hope you like this layout. I hope you like my process. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. I do at least 2 videos a week. One of them will always be scrapbooking. And usually my scrapbooks are very simple like this one, just a lot of splatter, but really paying attention and focusing on the photos. And I hope to see you next week. Bye.